Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Now let's continue. This is the subject, John. It can be replaced by the personal pronoun he. Then we say he is very intelligent. Is this clear? Actually,
Yes.
this
Yes.
is John. It is the subject. Then this he is replacing John. We can say John is very intelligent. He can he can pass all exam. We are going to join the two clauses here by using such that. But remember, when the adjective when the adjective it is starting with what? It is starting with a vowel. Is it clear? It is better we use
Yes.
article an article. Then we shall say John is such an intelligent boy that he can pass all exams. The reason why I put this on, it is because this adjective given, it is being started with a vowel I mean E. Is it clear? Then we shall say, John is
Yes.
such an intelligent boy that he can pass all exams. There is something that I want to tell you. When I say John is such an intelligent, this word here, it is not given the question. It is not given the question there. Are we together?
Yes.
This
Yes.
word is not given in the,
Yes.
okay. It is not given in the question. But for you, you create it. You create it because it is a rule which must be followed. It must be followed. So we shall say, John is such an intelligent boy that he can pass all exams. This word boy here, it is you are the one to create it. You are the one to create it. But when you're creating this word given here, you make sure it must be corresponding with this subject given here. Then we say, John is such an intelligent boy. The reason I have used boy, I have not used another word, it is because this John is corresponding with this word given here. Then we say, John is such an intelligent boy that he can pass all exams. Then we just go to the second example. I can say, the students were fast. The first clause. Then the second clause, they hit the door. Do you remember this verb here to hit? For example, if someone is running, he can just knock the door. You get me? So now let's see the answer for this question. We are joining the two clauses using such that. We shall say the students were such fast. It is here. The students were such fast people that they hit the door. Have you seen this fast here? The reason why there is no article, it is because the subject given there, it is in plural. It is in plural. Is it clear? So we shall not use this one here article because the subject is in plural. Let's just continue to the next.
Nize kuri kugabanya twazanye.
Yeah. Let's proceed to the next one. We are still just doing the revision. It's all about so that. Is this clear? Then we can say the examinations were very difficult. We are just using so that. Remember, we say that correlative conjunction, they are somehow mutual. When I say mutual, they have relationship. They have relationship, they have a mutual relationship. They are somehow the same. So we have seen how to search that. Then let's just see how to so that. The structure for using so that, we just use so, then we add adjective, then after we add that. For example, I can say, the examinations were very difficult. This is the first clause. The second clause, most of pupils failed them. The first clause is this one here. The first clause is this one here. Let me just underline it. It is this one here. The first clause, it is just this one here. Then the second clause, it starts from here, most. Then it ends from here. We are going to join the two clauses by using so that. How shall we say? We shall say the examinations were, remember when you are given this word here, very, it must be eliminated. It must be eliminated. Is it clear? It must be eliminated. It must be eliminated. Then we say the examinations were so difficult that most of the pupils failed them. Have you seen this very in the answer? This very is not in the answer. So we have to remove this very because you are going to use this so that. So you cannot put this very in the answer, yet you are just joining the clauses using so that. Okay, are we together? Now let's go to the next
Yes.
question. David is an intelligent boy. David is an intelligent boy. Let me see this one here. He can help all the students. Dear students, don't shout, please. Don't shout for the teacher and all the other students, okay?
Yes, he won't.
Okay, now let's continue. We have seen David is an intelligent boy. He can help all the students, okay? Then you're going to join the two clauses here. David is an intelligent boy. He can help all the students, okay? Then you are going to join by using so that. We shall say David is so intelligent boy that he can help all the students. The reason why we are going to drop this one here, remember, when you're using such that, we have to bring this article, but for this so that it will be eliminated, it will die away. Then we say, David is so intelligent boy, this boy is given already. But remember, in such that it was not given and we create this. Is it clear? Then we shall say,
Yes.
David is so intelligent boy that he can help all the students. Thank you, dear students. Let's just proceed to the next session. I mean to the next topic, which is the new topic today. Now, our new lesson today is all about subordinating conjunctions. When I say subordinating conjunction, these are conjunctions joined together, sentences which are not the same, which are not having the same strength. Meaning the first clause it can be long, the second clause is somehow short. Is it clear?
Yes.
So now let's just continue with this subordinating conjunction. Excuse me. Then here there is, we are going to see subordinating conjunctions since and for.
Yes.
Then how to use since and for. Since is used when you are given the starting point, when you want to show the beginning of the action. You want to show the starting point of the action. You want to show when did the action started. Is it clear? When did the action start?
Yes.
Is it clear? You want to show when did you start the action. But for is used when you are given the period or the starting the length of the action. How long did it spend? How long did you spend with the action? Since, I repeat again, since is used when you are given the starting point of the action. There is a starting point of the action. Then for this for here, it is used to show the length. How long did this take? Then let's just use, since and for are used in perfect tenses. We use them in perfect tenses. Okay? We use in perfect tenses. When one uses a present perfect, excuse me. Yes, when one uses present perfect tense, the action of the verb is, when I say present perfect continuous tense, present perfect continuous tense. When you want to use this since, there is sometimes you can use present perfect continuous tense. We want to show the action which is still going on, meaning the action is starting in the past, but the action is still going on. We are still doing the action. We are still doing the action. For example, I can say here, they have said, my father came at school at 8 o'clock a.m. It is now 12 noon, and he is still here. It means the first clause says that my father came at school at 8 o'clock. It means my father came at school at this time. My father came at school at this time, you see? Then it is now 12. You get me? From morning, from 8 o'clock up this time, you see how many hours are there? From 8
4
o'clock
hours.
up to 12 o'clock, there are 4 hours. Very good. Now, we are going to join the two clauses by using since or for. Remember, since is used when you want to show the starting of the action. Then my father came at school at 8 a.m., 8 o'clock a.m. The starting of the action, it is 8 o'clock. Then we shall say, my father has been, we are going to use, the reason why we use this present perfect tense, it is because when you use the perfect tense, present perfect tense, you want to show that the action has started, but is still going on. Meaning my father has come in the morning, but he's still there at school. He has not yet left the school. He's still being there. Then we shall say, my father has been at school since 8 o'clock a.m. So it means that this is not show when the action started. It is showing the starting point, the starting time of the action. It is 8 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock. That's why I have this verb here. I mean this tense. It is present perfect tense. The reason why I've used this present perfect tense, it is because the action has started, but it has not yet finished. It is still going on. Let's continue to the next one. Let's use now for. How can we use for? Remember, we use for, we use this subordinating conjunction when you want to see the sentences which are having different strength. One is long, one is somehow short. Then we shall say, my father has been at school for 4 hours. The reason why we have done it mathematically. Why? We have done it
Please,
mathematically
teacher.
because we want to show how long did he spend at school.
Please, teacher.
From 8 up to 12, there are 4 hours. Then now we join the sentences using for. Then I say, my father has been at school for 4 hours. To show that he
Please,
has been
teacher.
at school since morning up to this time, there are 4 hours. The second example.
May I have a word, teacher?
Sorry?
May I have something to talk, please?
Yes, welcome.
Yes, I'm the dos Kezia, Enzo, Nzaramba. Those people are not muting their microphone. We are going to remove you. Mute your microphone, please. Jessica, Israel, Enzo, Vahizi. Please mute your microphone, otherwise I'm going to remove you. You are disturbing the teacher. Please mute your microphone, otherwise I'm going to remove you. Nzaramba, please mute your microphone. Ngoga Cliff Orlando, mute your microphone, otherwise I'm going to remove you. Bahizidira and Maxime, Orlando, mute your microphone. You are disturbing the teacher. Please, if you do it again, I'm going to remove you, all of you. Thank you, teacher. You can continue.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, let's continue with this. Thank you, those. Let's continue the second example. My father came at school at 8 o'clock. It is now 12 o'clock noon. You get me? Then, and he is not still here. Have you seen the difference? My father came at school at 8 o'clock. This is the first clause. Then the second clause starts from here. Then I say it is now 12 o'clock noon and he is not still here. It means he has left the school. Have you seen the difference? In the first sentence, we have seen the father came at 8 o'clock, but he has spent the whole 4 hours being at school. Now, in the second example, they have said, my father came at school at 8 o'clock. It is now 12 o'clock, but there is something which is here. He is not still here, meaning he has left the school. He has left the school. Then how shall we say? We shall say, my father had been at school since 8 o'clock. The reason why we have used this one here, had been, past perfect. You see this word given here. He is not still here. it means he has disappeared, he has gone away, he has left the school. Then we shall use past perfect tense. Past perfect tense, the reason why it is because the father has come at 8 o'clock, then he has just arrived to this time, 12 o'clock, but he has left the school. It is not, I mean, he is not still here. He's not still there at the school. It is a certain school, we don't know, but it is showing that he is not still being in the school. The second, you can say, my father had been at school. It is the matter of changing the time, but you change the time, I mean the tense, according to the tense, the clauses given. My father came at school at 8 o'clock. Actually has come there this time. Now it is 12 o'clock. He has left the school. We need to use this past perfect tense because the action is not still being done. We shall use past perfect tense because the action is not still being done. We use present perfect tense when you're using this since and for, when the action is still going on. But the reason why we have used this one here, past perfect tense, had been, it is because the action is not yet, it is not being done again, because the father has left the school. So we shall change the tense also. We say, my father had been at school since 8 o'clock. The structure is the same. We only see the starting time, then you just use since showing the starting time of the action. Then, but we use this for to show how long, the length of the action. Let's just proceed to the next one. Now, there is another example here. Tom is touching this wall. Yeah, this one here. Tom is touching this wall. He started yesterday and it is now 3 days. Let me just put this one here. Tom is touching this wall. It means Tom is touching the wall. It's a certain wall. It depends on the class that you're using. It can be anyway. Then you want to show something that Tom is touching the wall. It is a certain wall. He started yesterday. Now here there is something. Let me just remove this one here. Tom is touching this wall. He starts yesterday and it is now
3 days.
Yes, I don't just, I remove this one. I want to show a trick which is there. If I say Tom is touching this wall, you get me? He started yesterday. If he starts yesterday, which number can be there? Instead of being 3, what can be put there? The number, the correct number to put there. Who can just
1 day.
it is 1 day. Now it is 1 day. So I will just write there. Then we say Tom is touching this wall. He started yesterday and it is now 1 day. Okay. So I will just,
Yes.
I have put it show something. Then I write here it is 1 day. Because it is only 1 day, there is no need of putting S. We shall just do this S there. Then we say, now our sentence is correct. We shall say, Tom is touching this wall. He started yesterday and it is now 1 day. The first clause, because he started yesterday, there is 1 day. Now we say he is still here. Remember, we use perfect tense. We use perfect tense, present perfect tense, when the action has started and is still going on. Now we shall say, Tom has been touching this wall since yesterday. The reason why I've said present perfect continuous tense, the reason why I've used this tense here, it is because the verb given here, it is a continuous verb. It is shown that it is a continuous activity. It is just a continuous activity. The reason why I've used this one here, present perfect continuous tense, it is because it is the activity which started yesterday, but it is shown that it is activity which is still being done. Tom is touching the wall. Tom is touching the wall. Now he's still here. Tom has been touching this wall since yesterday. Yesterday. I want to talk about distance given here. Distance used here, it is just used because of this one here. Dear students, those who are shouting, please pay attention. Now let's just do the next. Tom has been touching this wall since yesterday. The reason why I've used present perfect continuous tense, it is because of this verb given in the first clause. Tom is touching this wall. The wall given there, it is a certain wall. Then it means he is still touching there. Now we are going to use present perfect continuous tense because it's still touching there, but the tense given in the clause is a continuous, it is a continuous activity, progressive activity. So we shall use this present perfect continuous tense because you know we use since when you want to show the starting point of the action. And you know, when you're using since, we always use perfect tenses. We always use perfect tenses. That's why you have just found the tense which can be corresponding with this sentence given here, then we just use it by using present perfect continuous tense. The next one, Tom has been touching this wall for 3 days. Now, can I say that it's 3 days? The reason why I cannot say that it's not 3 days, it is because I'm going to say Tom has been touching this wall for 1 day because he started yesterday. He started yesterday. That's why this 3 must be changed into 1. Then I say, Tom has been touching this wall for 1 day. Because the sentence says, Tom is touching this wall. He started yesterday and it is now 1 day. It is 1 day. I just remove this S because it's 1 day. Then I will say, Tom has been touching this wall for 1 day. I just remove this S because it is only one, it is singular, it is in singular. Then the next one, I can say, Tom has touched this wall since yesterday. Have you seen? Because you know since can be used in perfect tense, any perfect tense, there is no problem with it. It depends on the context given in the sentence. You formulate the sentence according to the tense given in the question. If you are given here, for example, present continuous tense, you will use perfect continuous tense. It can be present perfect continuous tense. It can be past perfect continuous tense. It depends on the action. It depends on the action, the way it was done in the sentence, in the question. Let's just go to the next. We can also say, Tom has touched this wall since yesterday. You see, still we are just using perfect tenses. Something I want to tell you is this. We always use perfect tenses when you're using since. When you're using since, we always use perfect tenses. Perfect tenses. It can be present perfect continuous tense. It can be past perfect continuous tense. The only thing is this one, since is restricted for perfect tenses. Now let's just proceed to the next example. Here now we can say, Tom was touching that wall. Now you see, it is just past continuous tense. You get me? The action happened in the past, meaning Tom was touching that wall. Now you see the difference from the first example. Here it is present continuous tense, but here it is past continuous tense. Tom was touching that wall. He started yesterday and it is now 1 day. I have to write there 1 because it is 1 day there. So I have to write 1 day because from yesterday up to now, it is only 1 day. Now, have you seen the difference? The difference here, he left. Now he's not still touching. Remember, we use since and for or subordinating conjunctions when you want to join the sentences which are not having the same length. You see this one here, from Tom, the first clause starts from here, it goes up to this one here. This is the first clause. Then the second clause starts from here up to here. They are not having the same length. One is very long, Another one is somehow short. You see, there are three sentences. The first clause, there is another clause here, there is another clause here. Actually, there are three clauses, but they are different in length. So we shall say, Tom had been touching the wall since yesterday. The reason why now we have used past perfect continuous tense, it is because this verb given here, now it is not present continuous tense, it is past continuous tense. Then we shall say, we shall use also past perfect continuous tense because the tense given there also is past continuous tense. Dear students, stop writing on my screen. There are some people are just writing things on my screen. Loic, I don't want, please, I don't want people writing on my screen. I don't want, okay? Let's continue. Tom had been touching the wall since yesterday. This is past perfect continuous tense. It is past perfect continuous tense. It is because in the question, there is, let me just clear it so that everyone can see. Now you see, Tom was touching that wall. It is past. Let's continue. Tom was touching that wall. This one here, Tom was touching that wall. It is here. It is given. Now, it is different from the first example where you have used Tom is touching this wall. Actually, this one is past continuous tense. The reason why we have used past perfect continuous tense, it is because also in the question, they have changed. It is past continuous tense. Now, when you're going to use since, remember we always use perfect tenses when you're just using since. So we shall use present perfect, past perfect continuous tense because the tense given there, it is past continuous tense. Then the second one here, Tom had been touching the wall for 3 days. Now, should I say that it's 3 days? Because he started yesterday. Actually, I have to change this one is one day. Then I say, Tom had been touching the wall for 1 day. Then this is past perfect continuous tense because we want to show how long did he spend? How long did he spend touching on that wall? It is only 1 day. If it is only 1 day, it means there, Mujawayes, please, I don't want just rubbing in my screen. I don't want, please, pay attention. I don't want. Dear Mujawayes, I don't want you are rubbing on my screen. It is not good. I think everyone is having his or her own discipline card. For the next time, Mujawayes is going to redact 2 marks. We have to be serious. Even though you're just running virtually, it does not mean that it's not the class, okay? I don't want people rubbing on my screen. I repeat again, don't rub. Don't just read something which is written on my screen. For the next time, I'm going to redact some marks. You know you have this pin card, not so? Now let's continue. Then Tom had touched the wall since yesterday. This is past perfect tense. What I want to show here, when you are going to use since, you first see the question given there. If you are given present continuous tense, you will use present perfect continuous tense. If you are given present tense, we shall use present perfect tense. But if you are going to say, for example, Tom was touching that wall, let me just proceed to the next example. Now, my father came at school at 8 o'clock. It is now 12 noon. You get me? Let me just have some explanations. In this example, we are not told whether the action of being at school has stopped or not. Is it clear? Let me just put here a full stop. They have not said whether the action has stopped. It has not stopped because they have said, my father came at school at 8 o'clock. This is the first clause. The second clause, they say it is now 12 o'clock noon. I think you are together. There is no other clause which shows whether the action is still going on or it has stopped. What happens? When the action is not, let me show you this one here. For example, I can say, this one here, it will take 2 tenses. It is possible we can take 2 tenses because they have not shown the action, whether it has started and has finished, or it is still going on. Then what happens? When it is like that, it is possible to use 2 tenses. Here we can say the answers are given here. My father came at school at 8 o'clock a.m. It is now 12 o'clock noon. The answer given here. Remember, when the action is not shown that it has finished, what you do, you can use 2 tenses. It is possible. Therefore, the answers will be correct because they have not shown that whether the action has finished or it is still going on. So we shall use 2 tenses. For example, I can say, my father has been at school since 8 o'clock a.m. Is it clear? I think everyone has seen this one here. My father has been, which tense is this one here? It is present perfect tense. It is present perfect tense. Remember, in the present perfect, use verb to be, we add the past participle of the given verb. The reason why we have used this one here, we shall say, my father has been at school since 8 o'clock a.m. The second tense we use, my father had been at school. The reason why I use this one, had been, remember I've said, when you are not shown that the action is finished or is stopped, you can use 2 tenses. You can use either present perfect tense or past perfect tense. It is possible. But this one is used when they have not shown whether the action has finished or it is still going on. Like this one here. My father came at school at 8 o'clock. It is now 12 o'clock. Actually, the action has started from this time. Now it is 12 o'clock. They have not put another clause here showing that the action is still going on or it is just stopped. Now, if it is like that, we shall use 2 tenses. It is possible. We can use present perfect tense or we use past perfect tense because they have not shown whether the action is still going on, and we use present perfect continuous tense. But if it was there, we should use present perfect continuous tense. Then we shall say, my father has been at school since 8 o'clock.
Yes.
Are we together? From here, is
Yes.
anyone is having a question? If you have a question,
No.
you can ask me.
No.
No.
Yes.
Okay,
No.
do you have
We
exercise
don't have
book
any
there?
question.
Okay, listen to me,
We
my dear
don't
friend.
have a question.
Okay, it's okay. There is no question. Listen to me. You take your pen. You just take your pen. Take your pen and exercise book. Open there. Those are, I think you cannot come in the class without having a pen and an exercise book. You take a pen and exercise book.
Teacher, which exercise book?
Yeah, exercise book, of course, is the one which must be used.
Which one?
Exercise book. And okay, because I don't know where you have, I think you cannot come in the class without having a pen or
English exercise
Yes.
book or
Yes.
another book.
Listen to the teacher.
English exercise.
What I want, it is a place where you can just use a paper, any paper, there is no problem. Write this question to me. I mean, write this question.
Which one?
Listen to me. I'm going to tell you orally. Are you ready?
Yes.
What's the title?
Yeah.
Teacher, what is the title?
Reset there. The date.
Yes, we've written it.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Tu regardes ces messages, ça.
Nine.
Tu n'es pas en train de dire la vérité parce que...
Please don't shout, don't shout, don't shout. We are in the class, we are not in the class, okay? Don't shout, please. Use your exercise books. I think you are done with it, okay?
Yes.
Now we have written that.
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
What is the title of the exercise?
I'm going to tell you this question orally. You are mature enough. Write the question. Shall I say join?
Wait, teacher.
Join.
Join.
I want to tell you already. Join.
Yes.
Join the
Join.
following clauses.
Wait. Join the following clauses
Yes, by using
by using.
by using since or for.
Since or for. Yeah, done.
Okay, don't shout.
Repeat.
Please, I repeat again, don't shout. I don't want people shouting in my class.
Okay.
Keep quiet. Keep quiet. The first question.
Teacher, can you repeat the question?
Let me repeat the question. Let me repeat the question. Join the following clauses by using since or for. Let me just write for you that some people can't write. Join. Sorry, the following.
The following.
Sentences by using since.
I think you are done with this one here.
By using since or for.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yes.
It's clear. The first sentence, I'm going to tell you already, you're mature enough. First sentence, right there, subquestion 1.
Yes.
Subquestion
Yes,
1.
teacher.
Don't shout. Then I say.
The question 1.
Peter.
Dictators.
Yes, Peter is touching.
Peter is touching.
His notebook. Peter is touching his notebook.
Peter is touching his notebook.
Very good.
Yes.
Peter is touching his notebook. The first clause. Peter.
Oh, first clause.
The first clause, yes.
Second clause.
The second clause. Excuse me. Peter is touching
His notebook.
Peter is touching. Yeah, the second clause.
Notebook.
Listen to me. Peter is touching his notebook. Okay.
Yes.
Stop there. The second clause.
Yes.
You get me?
Yes.
Peter is touching his notebook. Okay. He's touching his
Notebook.
Okay. Peter is touching his notebook. Okay. This is the first clause. The second clause.
Yes.
He is still touching. He is still touching it. Are you done with it?
Yes.
Now, can you try to
Teacher,
join the
can
two
you
clauses?
repeat the second clause?
You say?
Can
He's
you repeat the
touching
second
it.
clause?
He's written. He's touching it.
It is already written there on the screen. Check there.
Has been touching.
Now, join the following clause by using since or for. Now, put the pens down. My dear friends, put the pens down. Put the pens down.
Yes, teacher.
Thank you. Now, let's just first analyze this sentence. Peter is touching his notebook. The action is to touch. Is to?
Touch.
Very good. The action is to touch. Peter is touching his notebook. Then they are showing that
Touch.
he is still touching it. This he
So
is
we can't hear
replacing.
you.
This he is replacing Peter. It is the personal pronoun that's replacing Peter. Then this it is replacing the notebook. Now we are going to join it by using since or for. How shall we say? Who can give one answer?
Me, teacher.
Moses, can you just give the answer? Moses.
Teacher, me.
Okay, stop. Let me just help you.
Touching his notebook.
Peter is touching
What?
his notebook since now.
Uh-huh. How shall we say? Come again, please.
Peter is touching his notebook since now.
Uh-huh. You have written there, Peter. Come again, please.
Peter is
touching his notebook since now.
Uh-huh. Thank you.
Never.
Listen to me.
That can't happen.
It's okay. Leave him. Leave him.
Teacher, I can't understand you. You can't put since in a sentence without a perfect tense.
Very good. Listen to
Yes,
me.
teacher.
It's okay.
You can
Leave him.
Peter has been touching his notebook since.
Listen to me. How shall we say? We shall say because the tense given there it is present continuous tense. Present continuous tense. If it is present continuous tense, we shall use present perfect continuous tense because we cannot use since without using perfect tense. So we shall say Peter has been touching
His notebook.
has
His
been
notebook now.
Peter has been touching his notebook.
Has been touching
His notebook.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Who can just complete?
Me.
Yes?
Teacher.
Moses.
Teacher.
Moses.
For 1 hour.
Now.
The
Remember
teacher.
they have said Peter is touching his notebook.
Peter has been.
Teacher.
Yes?
Teacher, me teacher.
Gwenna, give the answer.
Teacher.
Yes?
Peter has been
Stop, please.
touching his notebook.
The speech is for Gwenna. Others stop. Come again, Gwenna.
Peter has been touching his notebook since now.
Have you seen? Peter has been touching his notebook since now. The reason why.
Teacher, I can explain.
Who can explain?
Teacher, they are
Can
disturbing.
explain.
Yes, teacher. Can you tell them to stop?
My dear friends, stop. Stop shouting.
Yes.
My dear students, I don't want people talking. Keep quiet. Keep
Quiet.
Listen to me. Peter has been touching his notebook since now. The reason why the tense given there, it is present continuous tense, and the tense which is given there is the one which guides me what to use when you're going to use it. Are we together? Are we together?
Teacher, they are shouting.
What's happening?
Now you have seen how we shall say Peter has been
Touching.
Yes, Peter has been touching his notebook since. The reason why we have used this one here, it is because the tense given there, it is present continuous tense. Now, when you're going to use since, we shall use present perfect continuous tense because we always use since with perfect tenses. And the tense given there in the question, it is the one which guides you what to use in that answer. Thank you very much. We can continue for the next.
Thank you, teacher.
Yes, you're welcome.
Yes.
Thanks, teacher.
My dear friends, there is something that I want. There are points to remember. Here are the points to remember, my dear friends. Now we have seen since is used
When a point of time from which an action begins is given, the present perfect continuous is always used when an action is still existing. Example,
Stop
they have
shouting.
been playing football since morning.
Listen to me. Stop. Stop. Lana, can you just read this sentence here? Rana.
Since is used when a point of time from which an action began is given.
Very good.
The present perfect continuous is always used when an action is still existing.
Have you seen?
Example, they have been playing football since morning.
Very good. Stop. Lana, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Very good. Have you seen? This is used when we want to show the starting point. The main point is this one here. We use since when we want to show the starting point of the action. For the tense, it depends on the question given there. If the tense given the question is present continuous tense, we shall use, please keep quiet. Keep
Quiet.
Okay, let's continue. Now we use this one here.
Now, quiet.
Hello.
Let's continue. For this for, we use this for. For is always used when the length of the time. When we want to show the length of the time, how long we want to spend. So we use this one here. Use for when you want to show the length of the time.
Yes.
Yes. And we just use this one.
I'm not speaking.
Listen to me, my dear friends, okay? I want to show these points to remember. Let me just share. I want to show your screen.
Yes, you can, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Then let me just talk about this one here. Here are the points to remember, okay?
Yes.
This one given a for is always used when the length of the time of an action has spent or spent is existence. Is in existence. We use this for when you want to show how long, the length of the time given, the length of the action. I mean, how long did this spend for you to finish the action? But remember, since is restricted, it is just restricted use in perfect tenses. It can be present perfect tense. It can be present perfect continuous tense. It can be past perfect tense or past perfect continuous tense. But for, it can also be used with other tenses. It can be also used by using other tenses. For example, I can say, for can be used with other tenses. It is possible. But for since, we cannot use since with any other tense unless it is used in other ways. For example, I can say, since I was born. There is no perfect tense. But we use since, normally when you are joining the clauses, we use perfect tenses. But when it is used in other ways, it is possible to use since.
I can't understand you.
Any question? Any question?
No question.
No, teacher.
No
We can't understand.
No.
I can't understand you.
No.
Let me come again, please.
Teacher.
My dear friends, mute, please. I
understand
want you to mute, okay?
We are understanding you, but we can't understand you well.
You mute, please. I don't want people just appearing on my screen. You try to mute your, okay, let's continue.
Who did that?
Okay, let's continue. Let me repeat again for one more time. Since is used when you want to show the starting point of the action. Please don't rub on my screen. Don't rub on my screen. I don't want praise. I will duct.
I can't understand you, man.
Uh-huh. Let's continue. We use since when you want to praise Cornelio. Cornel, I don't want praise. Take your discipline card. Take your discipline card and write there -1. I will check, okay? I will check when you come back at school. Check, okay?
Teacher, everyone.
No, only Cornelio, not you. Those people who are just writing, who are just disturbing me on my screen. Let's continue. We use since when you want to show the starting point of the action. I repeat again, this is the point to remember. We use since when you want to show the starting point of the action. And we always use since when you are showing when did you start the action. Cornelius, this is a priest, deduct some marks there. You are disturbing me.
Understand you.
We use since when you want to show the starting point of the action. But remember, since is used with perfect tenses. Then for is used when you want to show the length of the time. Don't forget. So thank you for today. I can just thank you for all those learners who have just participated. You can just mute. The exercises are there in the assignments. You can just enter there and just do them. Okay? Yes. We shall continue next time.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, see you next time. But if you have any question, you can just ask it before reading.
So when will you give us the marks?
Okay, thank you very much.
Teacher, we can't understand you.
For the question, you're asking when I will give you the marks. The time I give you the marks, try all the best and do exercise not later than today. Not later than
Today.
Yes, try your best and do them.
Teacher, I can't understand you.
The exercise.
They are there in the system.
Teacher,
School
where
gear.
is the exercise?
They are appearing on the school
They
gear.
are there.
Exercises.
Teacher, where are you? They are there.
Teacher, I can't understand you.